YouTube, what is going on? It's your boy Faze. We are back with another video, guys, and today, man, we are reacting. We're gonna take a look back at my original rankings heading into Modern Warfare, the tier rankings for every single COD Pro heading into Modern Warfare. We're gonna talk about where some of these guys ended up today, how they've changed, how their career paths have kind of taken off. There's gonna be a lot of guys who are in a very different position today than they were a year ago. That's also why I really enjoy doing these videos, is because it's kind of a cool snapshot of where kind of my thought process was. Hopefully I have a few chances to roast myself and see where we were at and where I was wrong. So here we are. This is the video from a year ago, ranking all COD pros before Modern Warfare tiers list of competitive Call of Duty CDL CWL, you know, transitioning into the CDL this year. You're ranking a lot of players. Like, this is definitely more than I've been ranking recently, and we've got all the old pictures of the players as well, so this should be a fun one. I'm very excited. Also, I just adjusted the camera because I was a little bit close, but also in this tiers list, this was before I was doing the numbered tiers where I was like limiting myself on how many players could be in each tier. And so you're gonna see that I have a lot more players in this elite tier. How I want to go about this video is basically we're gonna like kind of look at this. We're gonna go check out the end rankings first, and then I'm gonna go back and get some context since we're just reacting to it. You know, normally you gotta watch through the whole video, of course, but today we're gonna skip forward to check out all the rankings. But first, I want to actually check the comments and see what the comments have to say about these guys before I go look at the rankings themselves. So we're gonna scroll down to the comments and read some of them and see what the people had to think about some of these players. So here we go. 214 dislikes. That's quite a few dislikes. Crim, I'll never forgive, but I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. Formal was the most underrated for me this year when it comes to rating who is best in the game because of LG struggles. Nobody rated him that high, but he had crazy damage every time. The whole Chicago team is elite. Oh, wow. Okay, all right. Clickbaited me having Formal down in the good category. I'm the only one who thinks Temp is overrated. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I gave it a heart. I'm not sure why I hearted that. Probably just be nice. I thought some of the Spanish players should have placed a lot higher. Lucky and Journey. Dude's tripping. Crim is elite. Okay, interesting. Brack was insane stats-wise for sure. Absolutely true. I agree with the most. The Chicago roster rumors are true. That means 5v5. Okay, so Roster Mania hadn't actually finished yet with Chicago's rosters. And someone who's been absolutely slandered this year, Pharaoh. Okay, so those are basically all like the top comments. Nothing too crazy in the comment section. So let's get into the video and see where I ranked these guys. Oh my word, I'm excited. Alrighty, so here we are, baby. Here we are. So let's look at the elite category first. We've got Gunless. We've got Temp, those pictures, man. We've got Slasher, Formal, Abezy, Octane, Huke, Scraps, Arcitys, Scump, Dashy, Envoy, Dylan, Priestahh, and Simp there in the elite. That's a pretty good list for elite. I think that's pretty solid. Then in great, we've got Crim, Priestahh, GodRx, Tej, Cellium, Clay, Brack. Is that Attach? It's really hard. Attach, Enable, Zuma, Karma, Kenny, and Skies. I think Skies. Yeah, Skies. I think that's Skies. I mean, that's pretty solid overall. I mean, coming off of, you know, BO4's year, I mean, Brack was right there. Skies obviously would deserve to be there. Karma would have been the most questionable one probably. And like, I think we probably needed another category where I would have one more category at the top, sift out a few of these guys in the elite category, and then move some of these great guys up to the next tier. Because like Kenny was really good in the second half of last year, obviously. And then like GodRx dominated at champs. So like this was made after champs. So you could have argued that he would be in that, and then like in a tier above some of these guys as well. So I could see that argument that some of these guys could have been moved a little bit, but realistically, I mean, that's not that bad of a ranking. Temp was putting up massive numbers in BO4. After last year, I feel like you had to put Temp in the elite category. So I had 15 guys in the elite category. So basically that gives us the top 15 players in Black Ops 4. If you compare that to this year, obviously, you know, Temp is definitely one guy who slipped quite a bit in the rankings, falling outside now of the top 22. But I mean, think about that. Like last year going into BO4, I'm not ranking Illy or Shotzi. They were in that video because they hadn't played yet. So there were some changes there with how the rankings come through, basically making them top 20. And then you got a handful of the risers on the list and the fallers on the list. You know, in the old rankings, I'm at least trying to kind of extrapolate a little bit into how the players are going to play in Modern Warfare, at least just like heading into the next year. And same thing with my most recent rankings. I'm trying to extrapolate a little bit into how these guys are going to play in Black Ops Cold War, you know, so I don't look like an idiot in like 4 months or 5 months when the season starts, obviously. The biggest faller, the person who probably fell the most after BO4 was probably Dylan. You know, I mean, in everyone's minds, basically, he was like a top 5 player in BO4. In the new list, he ended up being inside the great category. So I really feel like I did a pretty good job with the top two categories here. It becomes a little bit of a cluster here with the good, okay, and meh categories, and some of the pictures are kind of hard to see and tell who is who here. I think one of the players I want to hear what I had to say about is GunRx. So we're coming right off of champs, and I put him in the great category, which is a pretty high ranking for a guy who before champs basically wasn't seen as a great player at all. And so I want to go to hear what I had to say about GunRx here. Should be like right around here somewhere.
Up next, GunRx.
Okay, here we are.
He's a really, really good player.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put him in the great category.
Wow.
I think he proved himself at COD champs to be an insanely good player. And all year long, he really slayed out kind of like under the radar. He was a really underestimated player. I actually had made a video about the most underrated players of the year, and he was on the list. And so he was deserving. Slasher is up next.
Okay, I didn't say too much then. We were kind of flying through this video. I mean, normally my videos, and this is only 20 minutes long, and like normally my rankings videos are like 30 minutes long, so I definitely didn't talk as much about guys in this video. So that's interesting for GunRx then. Yeah, I think I want to see what I had to say about methods as well, because I put him in the good category, and I want to see like where my thought process was with him at the time, so let's go check that out. All right, so here we are. We made it.
Methods, the American method is up next, and I still think he's a solid player. I'm gonna put him in the good category. I know the stats weren't really in his favor this year, but I still really believe in him as a player and think he can do good things, so I'm gonna put him in the good category. Clash,
I mean, not much to say there, but all right, I'm in. One more player that I want to see as well is Maux, because I had him down in here in the good category. So let's see what I have to say about Maux. All right,
Maux is up next, man, and I was really, really impressed with Maux this whole season.
See,
I think he's a really, really good player. Man, he's either in good or great, man. I really like him as a player. I think he can do really, really good things. I'm going to put him in the good category, but he's right at the top of this category and right on the fringe of being a great player.
High praise. And the last guy I want to hear what I have to say about is Simp, because he's coming off of his basically MVP performance, heading into a new game. I want to hear like where my thoughts were with him and how that played out. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Last, but obviously not least, is Simp. And come on, man, he's elite. I feel like we can have like our own tier for like Simp and Dashy just because of how good they were in Black Ops 4. Obviously, we'll see how that translates to Modern Warfare. Who knows? I have 110% faith in Dashy. We'll see how it goes with Simp.
Interesting. I mean, that's crazy,
Simp,
man.
You know, it was his rookie year. It's gonna be hard to say how it translates to Modern Warfare at this point. But obviously, as the amateur, Simp was so good in the past. I'm sure he'll be fine in Modern Warfare.
He was fine.
An interesting list. It was interesting to see how many guys we end up having in the
that's crazy. Wow. So I actually didn't have as much faith in Simp as I thought I did heading into Modern Warfare. My faith must have developed after seeing how great they were in scrims early on in the year, where they were just dominating and absolutely frying, and I'm like, all right, Simp's here to stay. And at some point, I pretty much accepted that pretty early before the year even started, like in late December, maybe early January. At that point, I was all in that Simp was the real deal for the long term, and we definitely seen that to be true. So there it is, guys. There's the evolution of a whole year with the rankings of some of these guys. And when we go from basically this to this, back to forth here, bang, bang. The pictures are way smaller in my other one. This looks a lot better here. I've gotten a little bit better at making these videos since like last year as well, which is always a good sign. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, kind of a look back at, where I was at with these guys and where maybe some of the CDL was at with these guys and how things have changed. Hopefully in a year from now, we can go back and look at these rankings for Black Ops Cold War, the first edition of players rankings for Black Ops Cold War, and see where I was right, see where I was wrong, and what the differences are a year from now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, like, comment, subscribe, share it if you guys really enjoy it. Smash that notification bell. I talked about that in my video yesterday, and so I really appreciate if you hit that bell, because YouTube is a little bit inconsistent with when you're seeing these notifications. So make sure to hit that bell, turn on all notifications, and you won't miss an upload. But I appreciate you guys, and as always, I'm your boy Faze, and we will see you next time. I'm out.